Trying to get to you. Here we go. There we go. Oh, I've got my banners around me today. Okay. Haven't had that in a while. Okay, I was trying to finish up a cup of coffee. So here we go. Welcome to the Get Rich 101, the Get Rich 101 show. I'm your host. I'm Sekou Writes. I am also an author. I'm also of Hack Your Pain Now. Hack Your Pain Now. Picked it up from Amazon. All right. So thanks to New Thought Media Network for allowing me the space to grow, to present myself, to keep trying, and letting me know what happens. You know, like if I hadn't been doing this, I don't know what I would have been doing. But so thank you. New life. I'm sorry. Let me say it right. New Thought Media Network. Thank you, New Thought Media Network. All right. Okay, so we're now convicted that this that we are now okay. I shall do better. The rest of the show, I shall do better. So we are convinced that this is a new show, new name of the show, and now let's get to it. So New Thought 101, Get Rich 101. Let me just put this back up for a second. Get Rich 101 is a podcast that's been in existence for years, and that structure on the left of gold coins and the Get Rich 101 was just something I threw together quickly. I threw it together quickly because I was like, it's not going to take much time, just a little something. And look at what we've done. I went and found that folder in my network of folders. And not only that, I found a flyer for an upcoming seminar, a Get Rich 101 seminar. And I was like, okay. All right, well, I'm just going to accept it. So I'm going to accept my current leg up on creating a marathon, not marathon. Got my chain too, but my method. Okay, so let's talk about money. Let's do our affirmation. Talk about money. Let's get started there. All right, millionaire. I am. Let me get it up. I'm so grateful and I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. I am so happy and grateful to be a multi-millionaire in every area of my life. Ashe. Now that I've done that, I think it's very important that we also add an affirmation for us. I'm wealthy. I'm abundant. Well, let's choose one. Let's choose one together. Let's go with I am wealthy. I am wealthy. I am wealthy. Come on now. I am wealthy. Now, if you feel parts of your body fighting you on it, that's that old generation teaching locked in. And you've got to fight through it. So just do it every time. I am wealthy. Every time you see the show, at least I am wealthy, and just fight against that old school thinking. All right. So that leads us to the theme of today. Let's talk about money. Now, we're talking about money as it relates to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad has, if you haven't heard of it, you don't know what you're missing. But it's funny for me. I've heard of it, but I am experiencing it for the second time, at least a second time, because I'm experiencing it now after my stroke, brand new. I said brand new, and in that way, I'm experiencing everything. Everything is brand new. Like I know how you read something and you haven't read it in a while and you come back to it. No, that's not it. It's like it's a brand new experience, a brand new experience, and so that's been interesting. So let me tell you about what I wanted to talk to you about. Um, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Oh, let me finish telling you for those who haven't heard of it. Rich Dad Poor Dad is about by Robert Kiyosaki. He is a Hawaiian man, and he was raised with two fathers. One, his blood father, and one, his foster father. You know, foster father. His best friend's father, and he saw in very crisp, like a crisp showdown. He was able to see the difference between how his father was handling things and how his friend's father was handling things. So this was very interesting because he got to see something that we never get to see, that you and I never get to see, because this is the thing. Like we've got a 8th grade dropout, which was his friend's father, and you got his father who's very happy. He's very caught up with the things that he's used to. Sorry, I just got a text. I was replying to the text. So, so his foster father was didn't graduate from 8th grade, right? That's it, as far as his education is concerned. His father, his own father, graduated from everything, got a PhD, finished college in 2 years, had a great salary, all those things, but he was unable to establish wealth. Right? He had all the things that he needed to shake. Well, he had everything that he needed to make wealth, but he didn't have the knowledge. He didn't have the knowledge. That's what I'm trying to say. He didn't have the knowledge. See, so it's not about how much money you have. That's a tripping block that most of us make. We think we need more money. But that's not true. Because if you think about all the people who win the lottery, and we can't understand how they can end up right back to where they started. Because it's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have. Right? It's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you have. All right? Matter of fact, I'm going to read this quote from Rich Dad Poor Dad. Most people given more money get into more debt. Say that again. Most people given more money get into more debt. That's what happens. Because I can tell you clearly that I went from making $200,000 a year and down to nothing. That as I scaled up to making $200,000 a year, I didn't even have debt really. Really. I mean, I had some debt, but I didn't put the money where it should have been. Like I did not know then about putting my money in the stock market. I did not know. And how much better my life would be if I had. The one thing I knew about was real estate. Now I was in the process of buying real estate, but I didn't move fast enough. I should have got some real estate then. And that's the one thing I knew. But regardless of all this, what I'm saying is you can have money, you can have more money, more money, more money, more money, and still have the same things, the same things bothering you. Like you get more debt. You have more money, you get more debt. And so the difference is what you do with the money. What you do with the money. All right. So that's why I was talking about spending money on yourself yesterday. Spending money on yourself yesterday, because that's the one thing that changed everything for me. And mind you, I'm still learning. I'm still very much still learning. But what it says is the same thing that everything says. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Richest Man in Babylon. Let's just leave with those two books for now. They both say the same thing. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. And now I'm going to remind you that when I first read that, I was like, man, come on. Ain't nobody paying myself, because I was like, I didn't have enough money. I have money. I was thinking of it as something I would do when I got some money later on, further down the line. But what I found interesting when I finally tried it, is that once you try it, you'll see how the universe will curry to you differently. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, if you try it, you will notice that the universe will work its magic and make it do what it's due. But you have to follow these certain rules. You have to pay yourself first immediately. So this is a lesson for those who are working. Like, you want to pay it now, right? And you want to pay it immediately. And once you take that money aside and put that 10% out of your mainstay, your regular check-in, your regular savings, once you take that money out and put it someplace else, watch, you will be doing everything that you used to do out of the money in your regular checking account. But now you've got this tiny little bit set aside. And I'm telling you, it's incredible. It's incredible. So when I was making money, I got to the point where I was like balling. I was like, oh man, this is incredible. Because let me point this out rapidly. Right? You got me making $200,000 a year, right? And I'm not putting aside anything, right? But then you got me making DoorDash money. And I'm setting aside the money, set aside the 10%. And don't you know that 10% just shot up? I was like, what? Are you serious? And so imagine how much quicker it would have shot up if I had done it while I was making that big money, right? But I know now in a way that I can't forget now. No matter how small the amount that comes in, I will take some of that money and farm it out. Because this is the goal. The goal is you've got to change the way you deal with the money that comes in. Once you do that, that's the game over. Because it doesn't matter where the money is coming from. It doesn't matter how little is coming in. It doesn't matter how much is coming in. All you have to do is set aside the money that's coming in. All right? So you just a little bit. Now, one more thing before I move on. I forgot to, someone asked me after the show to explain myself, me making $40,000. So let me explain. So $40,000. I almost made $40,000 because now this was my first stock purchase. Now this is my first stock purchase, so I was still feeling my way through and feeling it, still trying to feel it out, right? But I put in some money on AMC. AMC, if you remember, during the hiatus, well, like the point where everyone was hiding from the pandemic. Well, they went down to like $1 or $2 per share. $1, $2. Now there was great debate about whether or not they would survive, at all. Now, see, now it's like it's just whatever. But at the time, there was a great deal of discussion about whether or not they were going to live. So I bought a little bit. I bought just a little bit now, and then my friends bought some more. Both of them bought more than I did. I was like, "What? You all bought more?" So then I bought more, right? And then I took it to God. I asked God, what should I do with the rest of the money? Because I had some money at that point. I had some money in my savings account. And I was like, God, should I put the money into the fund, to AMC? And I don't remember how God said yes, but I remember God said yes. God said yes equivocally. And I so said it so yes, it scared me. I was like, oh no, right? And so then I forgot about it. But then I checked AMC later. Just looked, and it was up $40,000. My stake, if I put in the rest of my money on that one stake of AMC and just waited to right then, it would have been worth $40,000. What? I remember I said, I read it and I fell out. I was like, I just fell out on my bed, and I just couldn't move for a long time. But again, I learned it in such a way that I would not forget. I will not forget how God puts things in your path. I will not forget how God leads you to things. I won't forget the difference between me trying to conjure something up and God trying to give me something real. Like, I know these things now. And that's why I gave you that quote at the beginning of today's class. I am wealthy, because you have to decide. You have to decide that you are going to be wealthy. You are going to be wealthy. See, don't come in here and fool around with the lesson and just get a little bit of it. Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. No, you've got to own it. You've got to own it. You've got to say, I am going to be wealthy. I am wealthy. I am wealthy. I am wealthy. Because even no matter what age you are, no matter what stage you are, imagine how much money you can make now versus the time before. Because you can make money still just trying now. Like, how can I put that? You can still acquire some wealth now, even if you're behind 8 ball. Like, I am late in the game. But I am about to be rich, right? Rich. Say it with me. I am rich. Right? And so I'm drinking that in. And I'm doing more things that are led to me. Oh, wow, this is important. Ooh, let me just get this right. So what I found is that the more I think about being rich, the more opportunities pop in my way. Like God puts things in my way that I wouldn't notice before. Things that I wouldn't have noticed before, He puts in my way. I'm like, that's interesting. That's something I've seen, all the days of my life and never thought about. So I'm gonna leave that one there. And we'll talk more about it. But hopefully you guys got something out of this. I wanted to recap my 40 grand story. I wanted to talk about you paying yourself. It works but you have to do it immediately and first. You have to do it immediately and first, and you have to do it to everything that comes in. Everything that comes in is yours to keep. Yours to keep. I just realized I was quoting The Richest Man in Babylon. Good book. Good book. So, what was I saying? About my See, I got confused by the fact that I was quoting it. But anyway, so I want you to remember that you got to pay yourself. You got to pay yourself first and fast. First and fast, and then forget about it. And then watch that money grow and grow and grow over time. And then we can talk about what to do with it. Then we can talk about what to do with it. Because I got some ideas. I got some ideas about what to do with it. All right. All right. Let me see what's happening with the comments. Let's see. Let's see. I attract wealth in many forms. I utilize my wealth wisely. That's good. That's good, Linda. Let me put this up. Let me put that up, Linda. That's good. That's good. I attract wealth in many forms. I utilize my wealth wisely. Ashe. Ashe. And remember, when I first started attaining wealth, abundance, when I first started attaining abundance, I started getting abundance in all these different ways. And I was like, wow, I'm getting abundance in these different ways. And yes, there are so many ways to attract abundance to you. And it's not just about money. It's about all these other ways that are attracting abundance to you. Abundance to you just enriching you. So yes, Ashe. Let's see. Thank you for tagging me. This is someone thanking Fee King. Yeah, Fee lights it up. I don't know how she does it, but she lights it up to different streams, different people who can check it out. But this is Am Over. Fee King, thank you for tagging me. 100%. All right. I am. All right, and then here's Reverend Mel. I am wealthy because God is my source. Ashe. Ashe. And I was texting with her yesterday, and I was like, yo, Mel, isn't it great to be able to do what she was doing yesterday with her daughter? And I was like, that's so crazy because I remember her, that place where she was talking about she was crying. I remember that place. It was like, when she said it sprung forth from my memory. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that place. And that place is so different from now versus then because it feels different. How can I say? Like the difference in my mind from the stroke is radically different. And so I see all these new things. These new things happen, and then old things happen like movies, right? And so it didn't occur to me until she said that she was crying in the parking lot, but then it opened my way back to that energy, and it's so much different than what she's doing now. I mean, I hope I didn't confuse you. I probably did, but I was really caught up with her energy and her ability to be able to do what she wants to do. That's it. Be able to do what she wants to do. All right. Let's see. What else we got? Let's see. I see lots of comments. I'm trying to read them though. I bought an RV. Okay. All right. 100 pandemic, COVID. I'm looking forward to people hearing and study how it went from. Oh wait. Fee is asking, I'm looking forward to people hearing the study of how you went from 200,000 to where you are now, to where you're going. Yeah. Yes. So basically, I want to push the point that it's not about where you're getting your money from. It's not about where you're getting your money from. Like people want to say, "Oh, I need more money. I need more money." Let me tell you, that's not it. That's not it, because I've had more money. I've had more money, right? And it's not it. And I'm telling you again, I've said this before. I said this again, that where I put my money when I was making DoorDash money was much more significant than where I was putting my money when I was making big money, right? And that's it. That's all you have to do is put your money aside. Put your money aside. We'll talk about more where to put it once you put it aside. But the first thing you got to do is put the money aside. Put the money aside. Put the money aside. Ashe. Okay, so let me see. Let's see. Curtis Brooks, thanks for tuning in. Curtis, you asked me something yesterday. I forgot. I meant to respond to it, but I'm gonna remember, Curtis. I'm gonna remember, because you had a good question at the end of the show yesterday. All right. I said needs to shift my money around. Okay. All right. All right. I am going to get to the announcements. The announcements. I want to show you. I don't know if I have time to show you now. Well, I want to tell you that I went running with Black Men Run New York City. My first time running with Black Men Run New York City. Now, people have been thinking that I've been running with Black Men Run all along, but I've been running with Black Men Run Nashville. I've been running with Nashville all the time, and this was my first time I ran with the men of Black Men Run New York City, and boy, they had me out. They had me out. They had me running fast and hard and all this stuff, and Fee said to make sure I told them that I had a stroke. But the way that we connected, there wasn't time to tell them that there was a stroke. And so I just had to kind of find my balance. And I found a balance that was much higher than I thought. I was much higher than I thought, much more than I thought I could do. I did. And so I want to keep running with them on Sundays or so. And yeah, keep doing it, because they really had me going. They had me going. All right. So I guess that's it for today. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for this well, you guys can't see it on Instagram, but on Facebook, they've got this card. These what's it called? Oh, the chart right around me. That's pretty cool. All right, folks. I will see you mañana when we are still talking about the Rich Dad Poor Dad. Oh, no, I've got a confession to make about Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'll make that confession tomorrow. And yeah, and I will see you later.